If the world is only 6,000 odd years old, as Bishop Ussher famously claimed, identifying the very moment of the creation, the very moment God said, "Let there be light," then evolution becomes a very difficult thing to imagine, and indeed finding a watch, picking up a watch on a moor and saying, well, this watch must have had a maker, therefore the squid, the jellyfish, the human being must have a maker. There is no room for evolution because the time frame is so short. But if instead we are thinking of billions of years, then evolution and Darwin's proposal certainly becomes far more credible. But Darwin is only sort of nudging the debate forward. There are problems with Darwin's ideas, the crocodile, for example, and Darwin is just simply one solution to that much wider challenge. If the argument from design is to be tossed aside, what replaces it? There's still the question of what starts everything going, what is there an order, even if the method of order might be a little bit long-winded. But I think very often when one's teaching religious studies, when one's teaching philosophy, and we get into the argument from design, which I must say seems slightly infantile. It's the weakest of the various arguments put forward. It's the one that I think Thomas Aquinas quite likes because he loathes the ontological argument, but it's weak. It's weak, and it's weak because it's got a limited scope. It's a sort of thing that appeals to a child who marvels that a baby kangaroo can fit into its mother's pouch, without pausing to reflect that modern science might develop something more streamlined and less ridiculous looking. And we need to open up the debate. And that debate is what is interesting rather than the conclusion. The conclusion is of less interest than the quality of the debate, I suggest. But I've made some films in the past about the argument from design, and I do recommend that you have a look at those and the argument, the various arguments for the existence of God. It's fun, and it's a way to develop the mind and to develop the to start thinking in more abstract ways, which of course would be looking at the ontological argument.